The story begins on Clintar, the planet of the symbiotes, where their creator, Knull, remains imprisoned due to his malevolent and destructive nature. Knull seeks the Codex, a key to his freedom and a path to universal devastation. To retrieve it, he dispatches his minions, the xenophages, to hunt down the one symbiote that carries the Codex. Eddie Brock and Venom are drunk in Mexico and Earth, 616. The same portals that Knull opened to send the xenophages through open up to pull the two back to their own universe, in front of the same bartender. Venom proceeds to try and make a drink until he and Eddie see that Eddie is a wanted fugitive for the supposed death of Patrick Mulligan. Unable to return to San Francisco, Eddie resolves to head back to New York City. Even though he was banned from there, he claims to have enough dirt on the judge to allow him to clear his name. On their way out, Eddie and Venom overhear the sounds of panic and danger. They are led to a secret warehouse where dogs are being kept to fight. The four thugs that operate the ring confront Eddie and prepare to kill him, but he lets Venom do his thing and toss the thugs around before setting the dogs loose to take their revenge. Venom then grabs each of the thugs with his tentacles and chomps all of their heads off. Eddie and Venom set the rest of the dogs free and start to make their way toward New York, unaware that a xenophage is following them. Elsewhere, General Rex Strickland is tasked with investigating Eddie and Venom. He visits the bar where the duo left traces of Venom's symbiote and questions the bartender, eventually ordering his men to detain him. Somewhere in Nevada, we meet Dr. Teddy Payne, Juno Temple, who is having a nightmare about when she was a child, and her twin brother died when they ran through a thunderstorm. Teddy was struck by lightning, but the current passed through her and electrocuted her brother since he was holding her hand. Teddy gets a call summoning her to Area 51, which is set to be decommissioned in 3 days' time. There, she meets her colleague, Sadie, or Christmas, along with Strickland. Teddy's lab is researching the other recovered symbiotes that came to Earth around the same time as Venom. The three then go to a containment cell that is holding Mulligan, who is hosting the symbiote known as Toxin. Speaking through Mulligan, Toxin warns the three about the threat that Knull poses. Eddie and Venom, en route to New York, are attacked by a xenophage mid-flight. The fight forces Venom to push the creature into the plane's turbine, though it regenerates on the ground. Venom explains the Codex's origin, formed when a symbiote saves its host from death, as Venom once did for Eddie. To evade detection, Venom remains hidden inside Eddie. Spotting a horse, Venom possesses it to hasten their journey. Strickland sends his mercenaries to track down Eddie and Venom. The two get cornered by a river and must swim to safety. Eddie fights two mercenaries while separated from Venom, and he is forced to shoot one of them in self-defense, which he feels remorseful for. Venom eventually catches up to Eddie and rescues him before they go over a waterfall. Before the mercenaries can take them out, the xenophage catches up to them, devouring and shredding the mercs like a wood chipper. Eddie and Venom use this opportunity to escape. Toxin makes his true form visible to Teddy and Sadie, informing them that Venom is carrying the Codex, and as long as he lives, the whole world is in danger. Meanwhile, Strickland is enraged at the loss of his soldiers, and he plans to go after Eddie and Venom himself. Eddie eventually encounters the Moon family, a group of hippies, Martin, Nova, and their kids, Echo and Leaf, who offer him food and a ride to Vegas. On the road, they bond while singing Space Oddity. Venom reflects on the life Eddie could have had as a family man, especially after connecting with Leaf. The family drops Eddie and Venom off in Vegas before parting ways. Eddie tries to get into a casino but is denied entry because he is dressed too casually. Venom headbutts the guy unconscious before they find another drunk guy and knock him out too and take his suit. Inside, Eddie and Venom run into Mrs. Chun, who welcomes them to her room to clean up. She convinces Venom to come out and dance with her, but this leads the xenophage to track them down easily. Although it runs off once Venom disappears, this allows Strickland and his goons to apprehend Eddie and Venom after separating them. The Moons arrive at Area 51, just as Eddie wakes up there. Strickland pulls Eddie out of his cell to personally execute him to destroy the Codex. He or Venom has to die. But Venom had latched onto Sadie and then jumps back to Eddie to save him. The xenophage shows up, with Toxin holding it off long enough to allow Venom to run before the xenophage eats and shreds him too. The other symbiotes are soon set free by Teddy and Sadie, with them latching onto other scientists to unleash their true forms. The symbiotes battle the xenophage, but it is constantly regenerating and impossible to kill, and it also manages to kill some of the other symbiotes. The xenophage breaks out of the facility, which the moons witness. Eddie goes after them to get them to safety, just as the xenophage summons other creatures like her to back her up. Sadie, now the symbiote lasher, leads the other symbiotes to fight. Eddie helps the moons get away after rescuing them from falling from a tower. Venom lures the xenophages away from killing Lasher by bringing them to a kill zone with help from Strickland, who switches sides after his attempt to kill a xenophage ends with the accidental death of one of his people. They blow up 2 xenophages while Venom rides a motorcycle and decapitates another one. Unfortunately, more and more xenophages show up, outnumbering them, and one of them kills Lasher after she separates from Sadie. Eddie and Venom know what must be done, and they decide to do it together. Eddie and Venom walk out into the open to lure the xenophages to them. Venom wraps all of them within himself and pushes Eddie out of him to a safe distance. Strickland activates a container of acid to shower Venom and the xenophages together. Venom bids Eddie bye for now and covers him, just as Strickland detonates a grenade since he is getting sprayed with acid too, and the entire place blows up, destroying the xenophages for good. Teddy activates her own symbiote, Agony, and uses her super speed to get herself and Sadie to safety before they get caught in the explosion. Eddie wakes in a hospital, where a federal agent informs him that his record has been cleared. He's free to live a normal life, on the condition he never speaks of what transpired. In the end, Eddie fulfills Venom's wish to visit the Statue of Liberty, reflecting on his lost companion and their adventures. Mid-credits scene. Knull swears vengeance, promising universal destruction despite Venom's sacrifice. Post-credits scene. The bartender escapes the ruins of Area 51, only to witness a cockroach carrying a fragment of Venom's symbiote. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.